Have you ever wondered what truly transforms a person's life? Hard work, kindness, or selfish dreams? Tonight on FantasyGleam, join me on a journey of two sisters, a forest, a mysterious fairy, and a lesson that changes everything. This is Mangita and Larina, a magical story. Press play and let your imagination bloom. Once upon a time, in a quiet valley tucked between gentle hills and whispering trees, there stood a little cottage. In it lived two sisters, Mangita and Larina, with their father. Mangita was diligent, caring, and always ready to help. She spent her free moments assisting at her father's fruit shop, sorting apples and peaches, weighing them carefully, greeting customers with a bright smile. Larina, by contrast, loved beauty, fun, and wandering dreams. She would wander by the riverbank, combing her long hair in the mirror of water, sighing about her own radiance. One day she said, "Today I look even more beautiful than Mangita," as she studied her reflection. Then their father received news of a long, irreversible journey he must take. He kissed both his daughters and departed, leaving them to care for the cottage. Mangita, though heavy-hearted at his absence, resolved to shoulder the burden. Larina, however, secretly rejoiced. "Now I can stay by the river as much as I like," she thought. From dawn until dusk, Mangita labored. She swept the floors, cooked fragrant soups, hung laundry to dry under the sun, and scrubbed pots and pans. Larina's only mischief was to create chaos. She dirtied the rugs, spilled cold water into soups, or rearranged linens. One evening, Mangita served soup, and Larina sniffed it with disdain. "Why is the soup still cold?" she accused. "And why are the carpets dirty? I just cleaned them." Mangita said gently, "Perhaps the animals you fed tracked dirt inside." Then one day, Larina strolled into the forest. She plucked unripe wild strawberries and tossed them into the river for fun. Suddenly, an ancient woman, bent but dignified, appeared before her. "Dear child," the old woman wheezed, "I hunger. May you spare a bit of fruit?" Larina handed her the unripe strawberries, claiming they were the sweetest in the forest. But once eaten, the old woman groaned in pain, clutching her stomach. "Are these truly delicious?" she asked. Larina shrugged. "Still thank you," and she walked off. As she left, the old woman fell asleep by a mossy stump. Soon after, Mangita wandered the forest to gather vegetables. She discovered the old woman faint and carried her gently back home. Larina protested. "What is she doing in our house?" "She smells," Mangita warned. "Do not insult her. She is ill and needs help." Wearing compassion as her cloak, Mangita prepared hot soups and herbal teas. Larina, in secret spite, poured dirt into the teas and emptied the soups. When confronted, Larina denied it, accusing the old woman. Yet day by day, the gentle care allowed the old woman to heal. One morning, the old woman said, "Sweet Mangita, you are kind. Eat these enchanted blueberries each day. They will restore your strength." Mangita accepted gratefully. But after long days of toil, Mangita grew weak and collapsed. She lay feverish and trembling. Larina was ordered to fetch the blueberries. Instead, she ate them all herself and returned with an empty bowl, claiming birds ate them. Mangita writhed in pain. Larina, careless, strolled to the river to admire her reflection. There, the old woman appeared again, disguised in rags. "Little girl, where is your sister?" she asked. "She went to pick fruits," Larina lied. The old woman's eyes gleamed. She knew the truth. She swept toward the cottage, where Mangita lay sick. Overcome with sadness, the old woman wept. Larina, peering from the window, sneered. In an instant, the old woman's form shimmered as she transformed into a radiant fairy. Larina gasped. "You dared ask me to grant you beauty," the fairy said. "Yet you never once showed kindness. I gave you a chance to do good, but you chose cruelty." With a flick of her wand, The fairy cursed Larina. Her long hair transformed into ivy, thick and unkempt. Larina cried, "What happened to my hair? Help me!" She ran to the river, stared in horror at her reflection flies, buzzed around her tangled ivy locks, roots trapping her feet. Meanwhile, the fairy fed a healing blueberry to Mangita. Slowly her color returned, her eyes fluttered open. She whispered, "Thank you, fairy." The fairy smiled. With another wave, she transformed the humble cottage into a dazzling palace of marble and light. Mangita gasped, dazzled by the beauty. "Kindness is your reward," the fairy said. "This palace belongs to you." Mangita paused. She loved her sister, despite her faults. "What of Larina?" she asked. "She is still my sister. I cannot live without her." The fairy's eyes softened. She reversed the magic. The palace returned to cottage. Larina's ivy hair returned to its original beauty. Larina fell to her knees, embraced Mangita, and wept. "I am so sorry. I will change. I will do good from now on." And thus Mangita and Larina learned that true beauty comes from within, and that joy and grace grow when shared. From that day on, they lived together in harmony, sharing chores, laughter, and kindness, and their cottage was forever a warm, happy home. Thank you for watching Mangita and Larina, a magical story on FantasyGleam. May you remember, kindness always blossoms, selfishness withers, and true beauty shines not in reflection, but in the heart. If this story warmed you, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell me in comments, which sister's transformation touched you most and why? Until next time, may your dreams sparkle and your kindness bloom.